Okay. Now can you hear me?
Yeah, it's definitely way clearer now.
Okay. Yes, sir.
You have a Bob Barker mic?
Yeah, it's like a
Usually you do.
$25 mic
That's amazing.
on Amazon.
It's so cute.
But how we doing? Kelly Keegs. I've never worked with you before. How we doing?
I know, that's crazy. I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Starting off.
Oh no.
Oh boy, Owen, what was that?
Are we recording yet?
I hit record, but like we're not live.
We should have the part though where Steven introduces himself to Kelly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Goochman.
I mean, I know Kelly.
Why is it
We
It
haven't
doesn't
been in
seem
a-
like it based on that introduction.
Yeah.
No,
Say it.
it's true. We just never worked together. I've never been on a video with you.
Correct.
Welcome to the bracket episode 20. Today we are doing smelliest looking celebrities, and as a last second replacement for Nick, who is currently down in Miami, I think getting punched by like boxers or something, we have Kelly Keegs, because who knows celebrities better. So welcome to the bracket, Kelly.
Thank you for having me. This is an exciting invitation.
I think we cut it in, but Stephen Cheah introducing himself to Kelly was already we're off to a very good start. It's very funny.
Just being cordial.
That was a pretty good one.
All right, well, let's start off. Or actually, you know, let's before, because we have a couple ads today. Before we get into the bracket, actually, let's talk a little bit about BetterHelp. Relationships, you know, they take work. A lot of us will drop anything to do and, you know, helps. Oh, sorry, that was a really bad, shitty start. Look, relationships take work. A lot of us will drop anything to go and help anyone that we care about. We go out of our way to treat other people well, but how often do we give ourselves that same treatment? BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to take care of your most important relationship, the one you have with yourself. Whether it's hitting the gym, making time for your haircut, or even trying therapy, you are your greatest asset. So invest the time and effort in yourself like you do to other people. I'm using BetterHelp for a while. Really, really awesome option if you're trying to find therapy. I did it when I moved out from one location to another and couldn't really get to my therapist anymore without it being a huge pain in the butt. Very, very helpful. Again, BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. We are sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/lights. That's BetterHelp.com/lights. Let's start with our 12 seed versus our 5 seed. I think this will be a runaway, but these are two very slimy looking human beings. The number 5 is Lena Dunham.
I almost said that.
Very slimy looking.
First name on the list I submitted.
Very slimy person.
I almost said it, and then I couldn't figure out like if it was too mean to say.
No, it's absolutely
Because I agree.
And she's going up against another very slimy looking person, both like in the metaphorical sense and in the physical sense, James Franco. Both very slimy humans.
James Franco, a 5 seed?
No, Franco's 12. Lena Dunham's
Oh, okay.
5.
That makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how much cleaner Dave Franco looks compared to James. So.
It's unbelievable. It's like they're not even like related almost, although they do look very similar. But you absolutely do not at all.
No,
Even the smallest
I
amount.
used to tell people that in college. Freshman year, I just didn't dress up for Halloween. I just wore a normal outfit, and I told people I was Dave Franco because of the striking resemblance. And a lot of them were confused. I believe I got into a verbal altercation with a girl over that.
Very striking resemblance. It's better than going as a bag of Coke, which I believe KB once did. Coley, we'll start with you. The number 5 seed Lena Dunham or the number 12 seed James Franco?
So we're doing strictly based off how they look, right?
Yes.
What we assume, because it's you talk about separating the art from the artist. Like Lena Dunham just stinks at being a person so bad that it's hard to separate that from what I think her odor would be, which I don't believe would be all that pleasant. However, Franco just looks like a guy who like only sort of remembers the showers exist, so I have to go with him.
That's one for Franco. Keegs, who do you got?
I think I'm gonna go Lena Dunham with this because I think that something about like every character she plays, I can't separate the art from the artist in this way. Every character that she plays is just so like disheveled all the time and so chaotic that you feel like she doesn't even like have time for a shower. And I also think that James Franco seems like somebody who would drown themselves in like a shitty cologne. Like I feel like he would smell like that because he wants people to like remember him in that way. So I bet Lena Dunham's a little more worse off.
I picked, or rather, I think the same thing about James Franco, but I also think that just makes him smell like that shitty cologne and also pure ass,
Right?
Which is
that's
even
fair.
worse
That's fair.
combination somehow.
That's fair.
So
I'm gonna go Lena Dunham for sure.
Dunham, KB.
Yeah, James Franco is too hot to smell worse than Lena Dunham. Lena Dunham looks like she smells, I don't know, an uncooked chicken cutlet, urinal cake. You can just say any inanimate object that is gross. Yeah.
I actually made her into. I made graphics for this, but like it's gonna be too hard for Gucci. But the Dunham one, I definitely should include. Let me see if I can present it because it's.
Are you guys familiar with her book,
Lena Dunham's?
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't she talk about like putting rocks in her friend's pussy or something?
Oh, yeah.
Her younger
that was
sister.
her younger sister.
Yeah.
I was way off.
But it was like, no, but it's a weird story. It was like her sister was doing it sort of, and she was like either helping or trying to help her get him out. Like it was a weird anecdote to like write in a book.
Right. The end of the story, no matter how she wanted to slice it, was she was fingering her sister's pussy.
Yes.
Yeah. And she like made a joke about that. Like that's how she said it, like, and it was inappropriate.
Yeah, those don't every time I try those don't land either for some reason.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, Lena Dunham was the first name on the list I sent you. It's hard. I hate her so much. I mean, KFC refers to her as a bag of milk for a reason. Like, if you look like a bag of milk, it's hard.
That's a great description. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to not imagine that you also smell like a bag of milk. I imagine she has tons of armpit hair as well, just from being like a freak. So I would say Lena Dunham overall.
She seems like a natural deodorant person.
Yeah.
By that I mean like she tastes like a banana peel.
Cheah, what was that reaction?
You're muted.
Natural deodorant is the way to go. You guys don't use natural deodorant? Oars and Alps, a tremendous sponsor of Foreplay and other programs, but tremendous.
Sponsor me.
No, give me aluminum all
You
day.
gotta pick. Is it Conti or is it Alps? You gotta pick.
So, I used to be a regular deodorant guy, but then you get your undershirts are destroyed. They're basically undershirt destroyed. They make it all the yellow spots. No.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get yellow spots on and you use regular deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
You too?
No, I can't say I've ever got a yellow spot from it.
On your undershirts.
No, you gotta get that
I
aluminum.
get what you're saying.
On undershirts, I wouldn't say. I mean, I've seen it happen if they're like really old over time. Yeah.
Yeah,
but not like right
after
away.
Not right away, but after 6 months.
Oh no, that's too short of time. I'm talking years. Like I'll look at shirts and I'm like, this is years old.
You need more shirts. Is what
Yes.
Also, I don't really care if my undershirt, like, I usually undershirt's wearing a bed or something. Like, I don't care what it looks like.
You might have like jaundice or something. Or some sort of disease of some
You're
kind.
leaking motor oil like Jordan.
Owen, what would you pick?
I'd like to keep talking about Lena Dunham some more. So I'm gonna punch her through.
She's gonna go through. Cheah, who would you have picked?
Definitely Lena Dunham. This is not even close. James Franco just smells like weed.
That definitely mask. And I will say that for weed usually can mask a lot of smells. Not like really bad BO, but I found it.
I don't know that I immediately associate him with weed.
James Franco? Pineapple Express James Franco?
For sure. And he was not the lead stoner in that movie.
Very true.
Would be my argument.
He would. I mean, he's in a stoner movie.
Yeah, but he's in like
sure
movies.
What else? He's in Spider-Man, right?
I think it's him like an underage girls is what I think of.
Right, yeah. Carrying around a body.
I think of him as it's like a professor who fucks his students. That's what
sometimes I think of him shirtless.
Funny how that works out. All right, so they're moving on. We're going to go up to the number 4 versus the number 13. The number 4 is Grimes. And we talked about Grimes before pretty recently on this pod because, like, it's hard to imagine a filthier person than someone that goes by the moniker Grimes and also dates Elon Musk. And they're going up against Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah, just something about him, just a very smelly looking dude. I was freaking...
He is French. I think that should be noted for people who do not know.
Good to know. Good to know.
And Swedish, I think, or something like French and Swedish.
Well, the French, they barely.
Right. Yeah, I think the French.
Yeah,
matters more here.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with you, Steven. Joakim Noah or Grimes?
I mean, I feel like Joakim Noah probably smells good. His dad was like a professional athlete. His mom's a supermodel. He's a professional athlete, a very successsul one.
Usually makes you smell bad, though.
Yeah, like constantly working out.
Who's this Grimes fella?
It's a girl.
Oh, what?
I'll be honest, I had to look up Grimes too.
It's
for you, Tony.
Dated Elon Musk.
Right?
What?
What'd you say?
You don't know who Grimes is.
Not even close to my radar.
She dates Elon Musk. They have the baby named X1234 or whatever. But like, I did have to look up to see what she looked like.
No,
she read a book that one time.
Yeah.
And for a second, I thought we were talking about the person who sings "Go to UCLA," but then I realized separate person.
Okay, so Grimes' last name?
No, she's just Grimes.
No, she's like Seal. No. She just goes by Grimes.
She's
Seal is your go-to for one name people?
Well, what's I guess.
Cher. I was gonna say Cher, Madonna.
Madonna.
Isn't that the bit from with McLovin? Or like you only go by one name, or do you seal? Isn't that like the thing super bad?
That's what he says. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Goochman just sent a picture. Instant reaction.
I'm dying to see this pic.
I mean, she looks weird. I don't know that she'd necessarily smell bad.
She goes by the name Grimes, though. I mean, I feel like that needed to it demands a higher seed.
That's true.
Kind of like Dirt Nasty.
Grimes.
Yeah, I mean,
Musk.
Yeah, Grimes and Musk as a combo is lethally smelly.
Yeah, I almost like to nominate the children.
Ridiculous name ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think Joakim Noah is going to smell that bad, so I'm going to go Grimes. It's a pretty close one, though.
This is New York Nick bias if I've ever seen it.
Oh, yeah, big time.
From Hell's Kitchen.
Owen.
Joakim Noah by a lot.
Yeah. He just, I'm with Owen on this. I just think he looks so fucking smelly. And he's been to the office before.
Dude, he's hairy, too, everywhere.
Yeah. He's really hairy. Yeah, he came to the office for PMT, I think, once.
Yeah, well,
I remember him. Yeah. He was on for LCB. We were talking about just Tommy, what do you got?
Yeah, easily Joakim Noah. I think if you wanted to draw a picture of what a stereotypical smelly guy looks like, you draw somebody pretty close to Joakim Noah. And I did have to look up what Grimes looked like, so it would feel wrong to vote for her. So I'll stick with Joakim Noah.
I would argue nobody with a hot mom smells bad.
Are you fucking Joakim Noah? What are you defending? We're talking about it based on his appearance. Look at him.
Yes.
He's so unkempt.
He is.
He almost has natural like what's the smelly kid from Charlie Brown, like Pigpen? He has almost a natural Pigpen.
He's got the dust line.
Yeah, it's tough. So you're going with KB. You're picking Joakim Noah.
Yeah, and I think something about the teeth gap that always strikes me as an odorous physical.
Yeah, there's more room for plaque to go.
Yes, exactly. Oh man.
Speaking personally, I'd argue it's easier to get rid of plaque.
Yeah, there's nothing for it to get stuck between.
Yeah, it's just food at that point.
Yeah, brings up a good point though that
it's a British thing, and that's just odorous definition. Yeah.
Instant odorous thoughts when you think of the British. Keegs.
I'm going with Grimes on this. I think that you guys are making a big mistake. I think that Joakim Noah, he seems like he's like a sweaty athlete. Yeah, but doesn't he take a shower at the end of the game? Like, just because there's pictures of him like being sweaty and unkempt in the middle of a game doesn't mean that he's like always disgusting. Whereas Grimes, her thing is like she has like leaves and twigs in her hair at all times. Like, I think that you guys just don't know who she is, and so you can't like gauge how gross she is.
You're absolutely right, Boom.
Gross.
Don't you think that's like probably like curated by like hairstylist like right before she leaves her house?
No, not even. Like, she's a for real freak. Like, she's like she's always laying on the floor in like tattered clothes. It's crazy how she like is married or was married and dating kids with Elon Musk, and she like is the way she is. She could be, and that's why that picture that you pulled up, that was her at the Met Gala. That was her looking her absolute best.
Yeah.
And she normally just looks like she just like crawled out of the woods.
Let's look up Grimes, Musk, Smelly. Let's see if we can get a Smelly picture of her.
I mean, their names are literally Grime and Musk. Like,
To be fair, though, the Met Gala does encourage people to dress like fucking weirdos.
yes.
Like the best version.
But that was like tame for her. Like that Met Gala outfit was like, oh wow, you kind of look nice. Like that's the best I've ever seen her look.
Wait a second. Do you got Azalea Banks has a quote that says, "Grimes is a brittle meth head who smells like a roll of nickels."
Oh man.
I think if you asked Azalea Banks, she'd say that last part about every white person.
No, Azalea Banks is the #1 roaster of all time. She's the worst Smith. What did she call Iggy Azalea?
Probably something very. She probably said pennies instead of nickels.
yes.
Yeah. No, she's original.
Who's put nickels in a bag?
All right, so Coley.
See, I kind of think Grimes is like a front. Like, I don't actually believe her. Like, the book reading thing, I can't get out of. Like, when she was just like walking down like the most paparazzi laden street in New York, like, oh, how did you catch me here reading about communism of all things? Like, so I'm sure she could like roll around in the sewer and end up stinking as a bit, but I think she goes home and she's like, I can't believe I had to do that again. So I'm going with the Frenchman.
Reading about communism is kind of a smelly person move.
Yeah.
Coley,
Got a great
I've seen
point.
those pictures. It was like an entire photo shoot.
There's so many pictures. I did
There's
Guzman
one
just
where
send
she's
it?
like reading it in a position you would label to a child.
I mean, look at her. Like, what do you got?
That's
She
what
looks
makes
like
it,
she stinks.
she's like, what does an anarchist look like? This has to be it. Like, none of those things are actually dirty. They're all brand new.
I forgot about how ridiculous these pictures are. Oh my god.
Jesus, reading like the fucking Communist Manifesto on Sunset Boulevard. It's like not a sense
that
of
was
irony.
Manufactured. She looks like she tries to smell bad, but
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think she does.
Action of winning this.
I'm voting with you guys. For the most part, I'm voting for Joakim Noah switching over because I just think Grimes it's like part of her bit is to be smelly. And just like that, I don't think it's part of Joakim Noah's thing. He just looks like a tall ass pig pen, and I just got to pick him.
It's like I know several people here of it now, so they don't know who Grimes is. Can we name a single Grimes song? Because that's what she's like known for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that not off the top of my head, but is
Right.
collaborating with a lot of people?
acclaimed singer, like one of like
Oblivion.
She's 34, which is surprising based on her photos. I would have thought
Yeah,
she was much
Oblivion.
younger.
Mm-hmm. You got 2 kids too now, Steven. Lots of things may surprise you about her. You never know. But either way, Joakim Noah is going to move on. And next up, we have the 8 versus the 9. The 8 is someone who, like, after a concert, I think smelling this person could put you into an actual coma. And it's Steven Tyler. Steven Tyler, just an absurdly filthy looking human being. Just like, and he like is constantly draped in those scarves, which I think make him just sweat more and just stink more. And like, I don't even want to think about, and like how his jeans are so tight and like they have to be airtight, like watertight. His fucking like it's worse than swamp ass. It's old person swamp ass. And I just can't even, I don't want to think about it. But I am here doing that. And he's going up against the number 9 seed, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers definitely doesn't shower, looks greasy as fuck at all times. And just like, I feel like him and Shailene Woodley, like the entirety of their relationship, they never bathed once. Like I would be completely surprised if they
did. Shailene Woodley make the list?
You'll have to find out in the second half of the bracket. But Aaron Rodgers versus Steven Tyler. We'll start with you, Coley. What do you got?
A thing to remember about Steven Tyler too is his face isn't just a face, but it's also a seat for all the women in the world. So you can't imagine, like, he's not washing that either. He's got all sorts of stains and goos dripping down that skeleton skin of a face he has. And yeah, he's like he doesn't wear like the Lenny Kravitz scarves that are just like absurd. Like he has like the scarves homeless people use for dog beds. Like those are the scarves, like tattered. They're very tattered. So yeah, I'm going Tyler here.
It's one for Tyler. That was a great description. Keegs.
You almost sold me on that Steven Tyler argument, the both of you, before you talked about this. But I'm thinking now, if we're going young Steven Tyler, I would maybe have a harder time with this because yeah, like the sweating and the scarves or whatever. But he's kind of old now to the point where like once people are so old, they just have old person smell a little bit and they don't really sweat. Like they're always cold. Like I don't think maybe I'm just not like around sweaty old people, but I feel like old people don't really sweat the same way younger people do. And I think that who's
like
the other
Batman with that.
I forgot.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
cool.
Yeah. My thing. Who's that? I forget.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God. How could I forget? So I think that Aaron Rodgers is like over time has just gotten progressively more disgusting to look at. Like I used to think Aaron Rodgers was so hot. I just thought he was cool and whatever. And then like as other people age gracefully, he just like grew out this hair and stopped washing it and stopped showering. And it just looks like he has food in his beard all the time. And he hasn't washed his hair. He's only combed it with like a slice of bacon. So I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
Combed with a slice of bacon. That's a great description as well. Mm-hmm. All right, Aaron, one for Aaron Rodgers. KB.
Yeah, Steven Tyler's up there with the greats as far as like the just disgusting appearance. It looks like he's getting more androgynous with age, though. Which
yes,
definitely.
Kind of in his old age looks like a more anti.
Do you think more of these like rock and roll stars? I feel like that's always the path. They become more androgynous as they continue. Like you can make that argument for any of them, like Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, David Bowie. Like they all dress like women eventually.
All the pussy and drugs.
Right? Yeah, makes you look like it's more like a woman somehow. Yeah. How does that work out? Well, what do you got, KB?
No, I'm going Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler. All right, Tommy.
Yeah, so I think Steven Tyler is naturally him. He's naturally this gross-looking, probably smelly guy, whereas Aaron Rodgers, I think, is getting pussy whipped at the moment by Shailene Woodley, where she's influencing him to, hey, don't get vaccinated, don't wear cologne, don't wear deodorant, like wear Nature's Musk or whatever and be dirty. I think that he's just like, Olivia Munn, Aaron Rodgers. 5 years ago, Aaron Rodgers, he was a well-kept, handsome dude. He would have never even thought to be on the list. I think he's just going through a phase of smelliness right now, whereas I think Steven Tyler is lifetime smelliness. So I'll go Steven Tyler.
He's also smelly right now because he's been shitting constantly for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They broke up, by the way, I think, right? Shailene Woodley.
I thought that was a rumor.
What is up with Shailene Woodley?
What do you?
I don't get her. What is her level of fame?
She's an actress.
She's pretty famous.
Or Fault in Our Stars. Right?
Is she?
Big Little Lies. She's like the main character in Big Little Lies.
Oh, I didn't know that was her.
She's like younger.
Yeah, she's pretty young.
She got older.
Probably early 30s.
Yeah.
She was across from My Tell in Spectacular Now, KB. Come on.
Also that, yeah.
The Descendants.
Descendants, great movie. She was really good in that too.
Yeah.
But we got 3 for Steven Tyler right now. Owen.
Steven Tyler, based on Coley's face sitting argument.
The goose. Why did you have to say Cheah?
So I've actually smelled one of these individuals, and it might surprise you to know that it is Steven Tyler.
It would have surprised me either way.
I think you would get arrested.
Very surprised you want to look answer.
Shailene Woodley.
So Super Bowl 48 was at MetLife Stadium, and I was lucky enough to go. I won a fan lottery, or my buddy won a fan lottery, and we went. And
I love how you smelt one of these guys at a football game. And
and it wasn't.
See, if you told us that part first, it would have surprised me.
Yes.
So we were by like security, and the security for the Super Bowl is much more enhanced. So it's like 5 airport securities basically. And we were right by the celebrity drop-off entrance, and Steven Tyler got out of his car, and this was 2014, I think. So he got out of his car maybe like 30 feet away from me, and I had never seen a celebrity at that point. So I was like, oh, wow, cool. So I got my phone out, and I took a photo of him. He made a beeline right for me, and he took his glove off and smacked me with it in the chest. And he said, don't take a fucking picture of me. And then just walked on his way. And I was like, wow, what a cool. And the photo that I just sent you is an unreal photo. It's a photo of him glove slapping me.
You got her attacked by Steven Tyler.
Correct.
How you never told this story?
That's amazing.
But you managed to get a whiff off?
Do you have a zoomed out version of this?
No, because so it was he was like 30 feet away when he came out of the limo, so I like zoomed in a little bit, but he walked me so fast I didn't have time to react, so I just snapped a photo, and I just sent this on the group. But
that's awesome.
Steven Tyler is sneaky faster than Usain Bolt, is what I'm finding out.
He just got
it's an action shot.
He closed 30 feet in like a second. He
was not.
Oh wait,
happy.
how did he smell?
So he smelled pretty good. He was wearing several scarves or boas. He looked like Hollywood Hogan, basically.
Okay, so that Super Bowl in New York, I remember because I also went to fan events for that, and it was fucking freezing cold. Was he wearing like a million coats that would have masked us up?
It was like the nicest day in February history. It was like 50 degrees. So he was wearing several coats, but he wasn't like outrageous.
Okay. So he was coated and scarfed up. I feel like the coats might have masked up a little bit of it.
No, it's a distinct smell of I don't want to say like Head and Shoulders, but like some type of shampoo.
That makes me feel almost more pissed off that he's that rich and using Head and Shoulders.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't want to say it.
And it's clearly not working.
No,
because his head looks greasy as fuck.
Detect specific scents while Steven Tyler was smacking you.
Hitting you with his gauntlet like he was about to duel you.
He was literally in my face. So
did you tell him you guys have the same name?
I didn't have time to say anything.
It's surely not the first time somebody's taken a picture of Steven Tyler.
Yeah, I know. Very, very strange.
He was just so taken aback. Oh my god. Well, either way, I'm voting. That's a great story, but I'm still voting for Steven Tyler in this case.
I think he does that every day, multiple times a day. Just hits people with his gloves.
Yeah.
Smacks people with
his
glove.
I hope so.
That would rule.
Well, either way, Steven Tyler's going to advance. And now we have the number 1 versus the number 16. The number 16 is yet again a Stephen Cheah play-in game based off of the fool that he gave me. But the number 1 is Post Malone. And Post Malone, I think, is someone who everyone ubiquitously assumes is very smelly. He might smell great. I have no idea. But he just looks so goddamn dirty and greasy and just, like, disgusting that I think, like, and almost everyone had him on their list. So I just had to put him in as a 1 seed. I think that people will respond well to that. But they're going up against the Stephen Cheah playing game, which is probably going to beat him. We're going to share screen for this one again if I can get it to work. First pick is Bruce Vilanch. They're going to go in descending order of or ascending order of craziness. So the first one's Bruce Vilanch, who we all know Stephen Cheah is obsessed with.
Heavy hitter.
Did you smell him when you saw him?
It does not smell good.
He's going up. Okay, and we got 5 options to choose from in the Stephen Cheah playing game. Next up is Mike from Mike and Molly, the CBS sitcom.
No, it's not Gary Valentine.
No, that is big time Mike from Mike and Molly, and they are going up against Molly from Mike and Molly. It's going up against Robert De Niro for some reason.
Yeah, you think Robert De Niro smells good? That guy's super old.
I think he definitely smells good. Like,
the old Italian,
Robert De Niro?
The best cologne on the planet, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he has a cologne?
No, he just definitely wears.
He's a successful.
I didn't know he was that asymmetrical, though.
Yeah, I guess from this angle it looks that way. They're going up against Angelina Jolie, who you can make an argument, I think, for in like the later part of her career for sure. That's not as crazy. I probably should have put that a little bit lower down. But the more I thought about it. And they're going up against Frank from Everyone Loves Raymond for some reason.
Not Peter Boyle.
Peter Boyle for everybody.
Is he dead?
He smells
horrible.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
It doesn't matter. He's up for vote here.
You have no idea if Bruce Vilanch is dead or alive.
Yeah, I have proof of life. I saw him like 2 months or a month ago.
Listen, I don't know if you've heard of this COVID thing. Bruce Vilanch could be out of here.
Let's see, Bruce Vilanch still alive apparently, according to Wikipedia.
I saw him at Shake Shack in LA.
It's probably the best spot for.
Well, did he stink?
I was probably 20 feet away, but I mean, it was 100% Bruce Vilanch. There are no Bruce Vilanch imitators.
That's very, yeah. I know we went over that argument before, but you're 100% correct on that. Okay, so we'll start it out. Cheah, actually, you get to start out for the Cheah playing game. We're going to vote on that before voting on the actual 1 versus 16 seed. So you get to pick between your own picks. Bruce Vilanch, Mike from Mike and Molly, Molly from Mike and Molly, Robert De Niro, Angelina Jolie, and Frank from Everybody Loves Raymond.
All right, I'm gonna pretend that the Everybody Loves Raymond dude is alive because this isn't fair to him. If he's dead, obviously. He looks like he smells real bad. He's got like old guy sweater. I'm sure he doesn't move around that much. I don't know necessarily what like the old person, like naturally bald head smells like, but I don't anticipate it's a good one. I'm going to give a pass to the Mike and Molly crew. I don't think they're in the same league as the rest.
De Niro smells worse than the guy from Bob Hart's Abishola.
I don't think De Niro smells good. I think Angelina Jolie probably low-key smells real bad. I know that earlier in her career, she was like a super successful, like super hot, like movie star. But I think now, I feel like every picture I see of her, she's like really dirty and sweaty.
How many pictures of Angelina Jolie do you see on
the only pictures she has are like red carpet photos. Where would you
Not
even...
the one Cheah's
I feel like I don't search for celebrity photos, but I feel like she's always on like the covers of those like gossip magazines that in the supermarket. That's
like
kind of
2009. Like, yeah, a lot. He's definitely not been on a lot of gossip magazines lately.
That's probably like the last time I saw Angelina Jolie photos. So that's my memory of her.
You
just
thought she
being
looked haggard back then.
She did. That's my memory of her. So I think that's a pretty struck. But I mean, Bruce Vilanch is a 1 seed in this. I mean, if you think Bruce Vilanch smells good, you gotta check your nose, buddy. He looks like maybe the worst smelling person that has ever existed.
Jesus, poor Bruce.
If he wore pajama pants all day, nobody would be surprised. Bruce Vilanch in an
Did you write these down?
He's like a roast.
He wrote
No.
Bruce Vilanch is here, folks. I'll tell you about it. So Bruce Vilanch is your pick, is what you're saying?
Definitely.
Okay. Well, Owen, what would you pick? I'll give you the picks again. Vilanch, Mike from Mike and Molly, Molly from Mike and Molly, De Niro Jolie.
I'm gonna go with Cheah. I trust Cheah. I'll go with Vilanch.
Another one for Vilanch.
Just crack me up like taking I don't know, like a sports take show about smelliness. Just like not even in the same league.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah, no, it's got to be Vilanch. I mean, the guy. Maybe you could say maybe Mike from Mike and Molly looks like just your classic fat, maybe kind of smelly dude, like character type, but Bruce Vilanch is so fucking gross looking.
Why is the roast of Bruce Vilanch?
He's gotta smell bad.
I feel like you guys are assuming smell with fat a little too easily.
Yeah,
that's
pretty fair assumption.
He's just wearing like a blue polo and khakis. He looks like freshly showered, and you guys were all like, "Whoa."
this fatty smells like shit. Look, man, we shower too. KB.
I did not know that was Bruce Vilanch. I never saw him, I guess. I've seen that picture, and I always assumed it was like some meme or computer-generated image. Yeah, he's the most disgusting human maybe that's alive right now. This is insane. I'm looking at him now. Not a single redeeming quality. He's
a piece of fucking human.
He's the one.
Bruce Vilanch is.
He kind of looks like if I did like the face that fat filter on Patty the Batty. Like that's kind of like
he does.
He would
he
kind of
really
look
does.
like. Yeah. But Bruce Vilanch, great Hollywood Squares player.
Tremendous.
Right? Yes. Very funny guy. Extremely funny and nice person.
Looks like he has to be funny.
He'd come on this show and tear all you limb from limb with his zingers.
Vilanch is getting in yet another. They're going to move on, but Kelly, and start with you. Who would you have picked?
Is it? Is it Vilanch versus Post Malone, or is it?
Well, you're voting for the Stephen Shea play-in game, which is already decided.
So then, all right, he's got enough votes. I'm gonna go back to Frank from Everybody Loves Raymond. That man is so old. You know that he like smells like urine because he wears Depends. Like you know that he 100% all the time smells like urine. And I don't know this, this Bruce Vilanch, whatever the fuck. Yeah, he looks pretty fucking gross, but like he less likely smells like urine 24/7.
Look at Bruce Vilanch.
No, I see him. But I'm telling you, like Owen said, maybe we're discriminating a little bit. That man might be freshly showered, and he's not literally peeing in his pants and walking around with it all day because he's old. Like that's.
But that's just
I gotta go for it.
Thing to you. What makes him specifically smelly?
Wait, what? Say it again.
This sounds like you're just saying all old people are smelly.
No. Frank from Everybody Loves Raymond is like a crotchety old man who like is so old that he just is probably not giving a fuck and making everybody take care of him. I mean, that's literally his character. Like he sucks.
Bruce Vilanch also 73 years old. No spring chicken.
Oh, he looked great for 73.
He looks amazing for 73. My God. I believe that's Frank at 73 in that same picture.
Everything bad I said about Vilanch.
I mean, that's so much
Bruce Vilanch is a modern miracle.
He's got the skin of a baby.
He does not look amazing for his age. He looks young for his age. He's
yes.
That photo is also not taken this year.
I can guarantee you that. Coley, what would you pick? Vilanch is going to move on anyway, but again, who'd you pick?
I feel like Jolie's people have done a great job erasing the fact that she used to drink Billy Bob Thornton's blood, and also was married to a guy I thought was going to be the one seed, might be on here later, who is well known as the smelliest guy in Hollywood, like very well known. Those are two people she's spent a lot of time with. Bruce Vilanch looks like he probably eats a lot of like microwave burritos from 7-Eleven, which will add to your odor. But like this is Jolie in a wash to me. What? Like she's way smellier than any of these people.
Yep, I don't hate that.
All right, well, either way, we're going to end up with Bruce Vilanch versus Post Malone.
It should be
a sentence that has never been said before.
First time hearing it. If you're listening to it right now, it's the first time it's ever been said in human history.
If you dropped in 35 minutes into it for some reason.
Coley, start with you.
I mean,
you look at pictures of Bruce Vilanch. Oh, yeah. Just send us a picture of just him wearing a t-shirt that says crack.
It's a lot of chin. Frog-like looking human for sure.
Yes.
Look at this guy.
Again,
like he shot heroin and completely missed the vein, and he's just dealing with the after effects. I mean, Post Malone is a heavy cigarette and beer guy. I think we all know a lot of people like this, and they have a very distinct odor. I feel like I grew up around it a lot, so I'm just numb to it. So I have to, as much as I am riding for my guy BV, I have to pick Vilanch here.
Yeah, it's a bearable odor.
Yeah. Kelly.
Well, I am thrilled about this because now I have an opportunity to talk about how I did, in fact, meet Post Malone. I have a photo of the two of us. I got to hang out with him for a little while.
Very different than Steven Tyler.
Yeah. It was like a press thing I got to go on, and then I got to meet him and like hang out in his like jam room with his friends and whatever. It was like the coolest thing I ever did. I was hammered during it. I wish I was a little less drunk, but it was really fun, and he smelled amazing. So I got to go Bruce Vilanch. I made a point to try to remember what he smelled like because that's all anybody ever talks about is how he looks like he smells bad. So he smells very good, actually. I got to go Bruce Vilanch.
All right, another one for Vilanch. Next up, KB. Vilanch, Post Malone.
Ignoring what you just said, I feel like smelling from like 5 feet away, Post Malone would be worse. But if you actually got into their skin folds, in the crevices and the nooks and the crannies and the contours of their bodies, it would be Vilanch in a landslide.
Especially the crannies, yeah.
Yeah, especially the crannies.
All right, Tommy, you can push through Vilanch.
I'm not letting this 16 waltz through just yet. I do think I forgot Post Malone on my list. I asked 2 other people, Smelly Celebrity. They both said Post Malone immediately. So I think he's a strong 1 seed. The face tattoos, the weird hair. He looks like he smells. Post Malone looks like he smells. Bruce Vilanch just a repulsive, ugly, fat, gross piece of shit. Post Malone's not like necessarily like, he's not as ugly maybe, but he more looks like he smells. So I don't want to confuse ugly versus smell. So I'm gonna vote Post Malone.
And it's also the bracket isn't like have we sniffed Steven Tyler and Post Malone? Do we? It's what do they look like? They stink.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vilanch as well.
Vilanch is gonna move on, but Cheah, you would have voted for him too, right?
I mean, my barometer is if you're next to this person and they're like, "Hey, smell my armpit," and they lift up their arm, which one smells worse? I mean, I feel like Post Malone just smells like a frat house, just like sticky floors, like old beer, like it's a bad smell. But Bruce Vilanch just smells gross. So I think it's an Vilanch. Bruce Vilanch.
I feel like Bruce Vilanch is going to die on like Saturday, and we're going to have to delete.
Oh yeah. No, I was going to say this earlier. I've never been more sure of anything in my fucking life that he's going to die this week. Like it's just the fucking way this always works. And all I can imagine is him walking around now like naked, like but a shirt on, with like Winnie the Pooh, and just stinking up the joint.
Once again, to defend Vilanch, he was on the Hollywood Squares. It's
funny.
not like they had to keep him in a different set because the other squares around him were constantly passing out from the fumes.
And he was like on the top sometimes, that like all of his backshot air slipping down into the squares. Like it would have stunk him out if it was really smelly.
If Whoopi was ever sick, he was the middle. He was he was pretty important to that show.
And that's a very heavy smell spot too. Okay, we're gonna go to the other half of the bracket. All right, before we get into the second half of the bracket, let's talk about NapJitsu. If you're looking for a healthier energy option to help you power through that 2 p.m. feeling, ditch all that sugary garbage. NapJitsu has a natural time-release nootropics that help you get, you stay energized and focused for hours without the crash. They give you brain-boosting neurotropics again that unlock steady energy and focus right when you need it. And the result is that you get your peak performance all day long. NapJitsu now offers 13 powerful natural brain-enhancing neurotropics. That's good for you because neurotropic boosts cognitive function, memory, focus, creativity, and more. Their patent-pending Now capsules have all natural ingredients like B vitamins, guarana, ginseng, cordyceps, glutamine. In other words, that it's way more effective than just caffeine. NapJitsu now gives you over 6 hours of energy and time released in 3 doses so that you don't crash. Their energy supplements come in small, convenient packets too, so you can take them with you, unlocking sustained energy boosts right when you need them. Whether you want to power up in the early morning for a workout, snap out of your post-lunch work funk, or fuel that late-night gaming sesh, NapJitsu has got you covered with Now Energy capsules. For a limited time, receive 30% off your first purchase when you go to napjitsu.com/LCB. Go to napjitsu.com/LCB for 30% off your first purchase today. That's napjitsu.com/LCB. Let's move to the western side of our bracket. We're going to start with the number 6 versus the number 11. The number 6, one of the filthier looking celebrities for a long time, someone who modeled himself and his personas of some characters he's played after equally filthy human beings, and that's Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, just a slimy man, constantly greasy, wearing all this weird shit that looks like it just makes him smell worse. He's going up against a similar greaseball, but one that's much more rich than him. Mark Zuckerberg, the 11 seed. Mark Zuckerberg, I didn't want to imagine And like Steve Cheah's nodding his head, but like think about it for a minute. How constantly wet Mark Zuckerberg looks. Like he's just constantly damp. Like I just imagine he smells like mildew at any given moment in time. But Jay, you know what? We'll start with you. Johnny Depp, 6th seed or number 11 seeds, Mark Zuckerberg.
I don't know. I feel like Zuck won't smell that bad, right? Like he's so rich. He's like pretty with it. Like as far as like he's not let himself go or anything like that. Johnny Depp has been in a bunch of stuff. I'm struggling to think of Johnny Depp roles. He's just below Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow.
Okay. Yeah, Jack Sparrow. Okay.
You thought of him in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory before Pirates of the Caribbean? That's crazy.
I've never seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
That actually, yeah, makes sense. You know, the what do you call it? The guy from The Window, a critically acclaimed movie.
Secret Window.
Yeah, Secret Window. Yeah,
it's a great movie, honestly. I like it.
But thinking of any of those before Jack Sparrow is crazy. But wait, so who do you want here?
Kelly and Tommy. Johnny Depp is considered like pretty hot, right? Or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't fucking
know. I guess Zuck, since he's just coding all day, probably doesn't shower, so yeah, I guess Zuck, but it's pretty close for me.
All right, Owen.
It's Depp versus Zuckerberg.
Yes.
Yeah. I will go with Johnny Depp as well. Yeah. Sorry, I saw a picture of Bruce Vilanch that
so funny.
Even
gonna have to throw that one up on the graphic. But yeah, no, I would agree with you, and I think that again, part of the thing to remember with Depp is that he modeled the character of Jack Sparrow after Keith Richards, who also looks like he smells like absolute dog shit.
Yep.
So, Keith Richards just looks dead.
All that too, yeah. Dead people typically smell. So let's go to Tommy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Johnny Depp. I think Mark Zuckerberg and anyone who's ever maybe sometimes gets tweets or DMs saying that they kind of look like Mark Zuckerberg probably doesn't smell at all and is really sexy and straight and loves girls and smells good. So I'll say Johnny Depp smells worse. And I do think that Mark Zuckerberg, like, he's just cares about being liked so much. That's the whole reason he created the Facebook to begin with, that he definitely probably wants to smell good too. Whereas Johnny Depp is just so cool that he doesn't even care. So I'm going to say Johnny Depp definitely smells worse.
That's fair, KB.
Yeah, I think Zuckerberg looks like he just smells like the absence of all smells.
Like a black hole.
Yeah, like a void of aromas. Yeah, well, this is Amber Heard. Amber Heard shit Johnny Depp's bed and beat the shit out of him, and is not blacklisted from Hollywood. Is getting.
She people know she's crazy, but.
Oh, yeah, Friday she pooped in his bed.
As long as they know you're crazy, that tells us.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why you use that defense before.
Keegs, who do you got?
I'm gonna go Mark Zuckerberg. I think that you guys, I can't believe nobody mentioned this before. Johnny Depp does have a cologne.
It's true.
He's a guy with a cologne.
It's also called Sauvage too, which is kind of funny since it came out right after all that other shit with Amber.
Yeah.
Not funny.
But I think
ironic.
Yeah, interesting. I think that Johnny Depp seems like one of those famous people that he's kind of like a rough and tumble guy. Like he probably has like a musky smell to him, but that's not necessarily bad. That's kind of like everybody wants to have sex with him kind of guy. Kind of like how I imagine John Mayer to smell. I kind of put them together in that same vibe. And I think that Zuckerberg, you're forgetting, he runs around all day and he's stressed out, and stress sweat smells fucking gross. And sometimes deodorant can't even cover that. So I think that Zuckerberg low-key might smell worse.
That's a good point. Coley.
So the only thing I'm thinking about with Zuckerberg is he's also constantly covered in sunblock, which is not an appealing smell.
I like the smell of sunblock.
No, but think about it. Do
you see how much he wears?
Mm-hmm. Wait, have you not seen this picture, Tommy?
I've seen it. I just think sunblock smells good.
Also, but you don't smell it a lot. You probably like it because it like reminds you of a nice time when you smell it those 6 times a year. If he's lathered in it,
But even if we go one layer below the epidermis, he's just a robot, and computers and metal really don't smell like anything. Depp, I was going to bring up his cologne, specifically his cologne commercial, which is him driving out to the middle of the desert, looking very haggard and disheveled, and then digging a hole. If you don't like, there's nothing that's going to make you smell worse than digging a hole for hours in the middle of the desert. And most normal people not named Stephen Cheah do immediately think of Jack Sparrow, who looks like the smelliest human being of all time. I have to go Depp.
Depp's going to move on. This would have been a very hard one if I had to be the tiebreaker, but I honestly have no clue what to pick, because I do think Zuckerberg, that layer of sunscreen that's constantly on him, it just, again, it makes him so just constantly slimy and wet, and the mixture of that with his body odor with anything else, like I just can't even. I don't want to picture that. But
sweet baby rays coming out of his eyelids.
Yeah, just constantly dripping. It smells like barbecue sauce and like whatever. I don't even think of a good sunscreen brand for it. But either way, they're going to move on. Next up, we have the number 3 versus the number 14. The number 3 is Kid Rock. Kid Rock, putrid smelling human, and that's. I know we're doing smelliest looking celebrities, but I can tell you for a fact, even though I never met him at a Super Bowl, that Kid Rock is a putrid smelling human being. He's going up against Ben Affleck, the number 14 seed. Ben Affleck on a lot of lists. Ben Affleck, the only 2 things he ever consumes in his entire life are cigarettes and Dunkin' iced coffee. The only 2 things that give him life, and just nothing else. Literally does not consume anything else. We'll start with you, Coley. What would you have picked? Or what would you pick between these 2?
So in high school, we had an art teacher who her entire diet was cigarettes and Dunkin'. Like there was a Dunkin' 40 feet from our school, so it's all she consumed. And it was a very distinct odor. Like it's not like the cigarettes and beer odor, which just smells a little stale. Like it creates this. I don't even think either of those things unto themselves smell bad. When they get working together, boy, oh boy, is that a unique musk. Who were even the people we're talking about?
Kid Rock versus Ben Affleck, yeah.
Who's the first one?
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Kid Rock, much like Grimes, is an act. Like he grew up rich, decided he knew a great way to con people. Like I think he goes home at night and he's just wearing a costume that he just takes off, and he's just like clean cut. Probably has some troublesome like flags hanging behind him. But yeah, give me Affleck. I think it's got to be Affleck.
It's one for Affleck. Keegs.
I'm also going to go Affleck. I think he was on my list as well, and I think that Coley's right. The stale cigarettes and stale coffee breath, both of those things are maybe like top 5 worst smells in my opinion. And together, it's like, how can anyone be within like a foot of you? It's so fucking gross. And it sucks because I think Ben Affleck is pretty hot. I mean, he's dating J-Lo. Like he can't be so gross all the time. But if I ever woke up, and I bet, he like drinks a little bit at night, maybe he's got like a beer hangover, the stale cigarettes, the stale coffee breath, all at the same time. I don't even know how you wake up to that. It's got to be Ben Affleck. I think that Kid Rock also probably smells horrible. And I want to give him a quick shout out to his role in Joe Dirt. So he's obviously disgusting because he was in, he's supposed to be gross and all that. But the Ben Affleck has to be him.
Grimes Fury, she never got that role. And Affleck, I think the thing with the cigarette and coffee combo too is like the caffeine, I think, it makes your heart race a little more. You sweat a little bit more when you drink caffeine. And like that plus nicotine sweats, like just, I didn't want to, just disgusting. That plus the halitosis factor too, which makes it even worse.
Breath. The breath is what really does it.
The hot breath. It's a real hot breath.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, KB.
I think Kid Rock smells good.
Okay.
Like American.
He has the recessive gene. Have you ever smelled a blonde person? They don't emit bad odors. I had a few wrestling teammates, and we would just be at our sweatiest. And the 2 blonde ones, they just didn't smell bad.
Tommy's so jealous of you right now. He's like seething.
Yeah, maybe I smell blonde girls. Maybe I sniff blonde girls' hair.
So you're gonna go with Ben Affleck?
Affleck, even though I don't think I think they're both pretty bare-smelling men.
Fair
Counterpoint: Bruce Vilanch is blonde.
enough.
No.
It's fucking Bruce Vilanch.
Did he like run over your dog when you were growing up? Like,
No, don't
what?
forget, Stephen Cheah does not have a dog. We learned that last episode.
Because Bruce Vilanch killed it.
Yeah.
Well, never had a dog. I like Bruce Vilanch. I saw him, and I was.
No, you do not.
Coming through.
I mean, I do. I was arguing that he was the top 5 most recognizable celebrity in Hollywood.
That's also insane.
You're like
He has a distinct look. If you walk by Kourtney Kardashian, you're like, was that Kourtney Kardashian? If you walk by Bruce Vilanch, you're like, Jesus, that's Bruce Vilanch.
not everyone knows. That's the part you miss in this equation.
I have
It's
no
like,
idea.
nobody knows who
Throw up
he
a little
is.
bit in your mouth and you
No
say,
idea who he was.
Blanche.
It's the biggest part you miss in that equation is that not everyone knows who Bruce Vilanch is. Like
I know what
everyone
you're
knows
saying.
who
You're
Kourtney
saying
Kardashian
it's a
is.
distinct look,
Yes.
not
Yes.
just simply him.
Yes.
Yes. Definitely one of the
But
more
that doesn't make you
distinct
most distinct. Does not equal
Yes.
recognizability.
Agreed.
I mean, tomato. Like, I mean,
not particularly.
If I asked you who had the most 5 recognizable jump shots in NBA history, are you saying Sean Marion won one? Like Michael Kidd Gilchrist is cracking this list for you?
They're like the most distinct, but most
Right,
recognizable.
they're super distinct.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, that's tough.
Is Bethany Hamilton a bigger celebrity athlete in your eyes than Tony Hawk? Bethany
Just
Hamilton is
because
the
she-
one-armed surfer, but she would be
Oh.
more recognizable, more easily recognizable. So in your eyes, would she be a bigger celebrity athlete than Tony Hawk?
No, definitely not. I'm not saying that Bruce Vilanch is like more famous than a Kardashian. I'm just saying like extremely
He definitely
recognizable.
looks more unique than Kourtney Kardashian looks.
Yeah, like if I was walking down the street and I saw him, I don't necessarily know Bruce Vilanch, but I would say, "Holy shit, look at that disgusting guy."
I'd cross the street. I'd call the police.
I'd run for my
Lance
life.
is out on
obviously.
the streets.
I will
Yeah.
say in an attack on Tony Hawk, like almost all of his tweets are about how people can't recognize him. Like that's like they know his name, but they don't recognize him at all.
Yeah.
But they do. They just aren't confident.
Yeah, they don't know they know who Tony Hawk is, and they're kind of sure it is him, but they're not totally sure. That's like all of his most viral tweets.
I thought you guys were arguing again if he was a top 5 celebrity. I'm lagging quite a bit. But.
No, we'll pass this bit. I think anyway. Tommy, what would you pick, Ben Affleck or Kid Rock?
This is tough. Kid Rock looks like he smells like pee. Like he looks like he would smell like piss. Ben Affleck looks like sometimes he could smell good. I think Ben Affleck on a good day, maybe in Daredevil when he's wearing those red tights, I think he looks like a clean individual, like a good smelling individual. Kid Rock always looks like he smells bad. But I don't really like Ben Affleck because he stole J-Lo from A-Rod, and I really like A-Rod. So this is a fuck you, Ben Affleck, you cheating scumbag vote, and I'm voting for Ben Affleck smelling worse.
He also dated Ana de Armas, like who's one of the most attractive human beings on earth. Which like
Yeah, she's gorgeous. Have any of you guys seen the new their new movie? Was it good?
It was so bad, unbelievably bad.
Bummer. I'm gonna watch it anyway, but
Affleck's gonna move on. You did get to see nudes. It's pretty cool. Ben Affleck's gonna move on, but Owen, what would you pick?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Gooch brings up a good point. Is in the movie he plays with snails? Is that what happened?
Oh yeah. No, he's obsessed with snails.
In what movie?
This new movie on Hulu that he's in, Deep Water.
That's like a plot point. Is him
He's
playing
obsessed with snails. Yeah, he's also okay. So the movie's about basically he's a cuck, but he doesn't want to be a cuck. And Ana de Armas, like they have a deal with like I'm gonna divorce you unless you let me fuck every guy I want to fuck. Except he just kills everybody that she fucks. And then at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, she just is like, okay, I'm gonna live with this.
Is he a superhero or a villain?
No comic book involvement here at all, Steven. He's just a murderer.
Oh, so he's a bad guy.
The reason
No,
to
I
bring
bet
that
the
up,
fellas kind of dig him, dude.
the snail handler on set said he was very gentle with
Are
them.
snails endangered? Where could you even stumble across a snail?
I don't know why he grows them.
Post rain.
He like grows them in a cooler in his garage. I don't know.
Can slugs become snails if they take on a shell, kind of like how hermit crabs change shells?
Crab scenario.
No.
It's not the same.
I don't think so.
That's a bummer.
Why wish we had Ben Affleck, snail expert, on here?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'm gonna Google it later. Like, I'm pretty curious.
You ever accidentally step on a slug?
Yeah, that is a top 5 worst feeling, especially when you're barefoot.
It's sad.
On purpose salted them.
Oh yeah. No,
Well, everybody did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, so Cheah, who would you have picked, Ben Affleck or Kid Rock?
Ben Affleck's moving on. Kid, I think I would have picked Kid Rock, honestly.
Yeah, Ben Affleck's moving on, but yep, both very smelly looking people. Next up, we have the number 10 versus the number 7. This is a battle of couples. The number 10 is MGK and Megan Fox. Just two extremely horrible smelling people that are just like, I feel like they're people where it is. And we talked about this a little bit already. Like, it's kind of like part of their bit to look nasty as fuck. And like, that you could factor that in for sure. And they're going up against the number 7, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who are arguably the most famous thing that either of them have done in the last 5 years is talk about how they don't shower and don't bathe their kids. And like, that's their thing. But we'll start on the other side. Steven, what do you think? Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, MGK, and Megan Fox.
That's all news to me. I didn't really know that that about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. They're both good-looking people. Surprised. So it's just their kids that they don't bathe, or they don't bathe.
They don't bathe either. They no. A lot of celebrities have outed themselves not bathing. Like Jake Gyllenhaal never bathes.
It was the pandemic within the pandemic at the beginning of the celebrities just out of the clouds were like, yeah, we found this room in our house. We don't really know what it does.
Like who else? Like Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, Gyllenhaal. I know. And a couple other people. Matthew McConaughey.
It was most of them.
I was under the impression those people were like getting a bag to say that so people would shower less.
They're paid by. So who's paying them off to make people shower less?
Who's anti-shower?
Yeah, big water companies are asking these celebrities to, we got to conserve water. Tell people it's cool not to shower. I like that line.
Your guys' water privilege is showing very much.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, I like that line of thinking. I usually think about shit like that. I didn't even think about that. Big water, they're coming.
They all live in LA. Yeah, that does make sense.
Damn. Wow.
All right, so Cheah, MGK, Megan Fox, Kutcher, Kunis, rather.
So MGK actually came onto my radar. I had no idea who he was. He was the co-host of an episode of Catfish once.
Thank God he didn't punch you or something. I thought this was.
That's how most people find out about him.
Yeah, that's what he's
known. I've since realized he's like a musical artist and he has some like pretty popular songs. I don't know. I don't listen.
Emo
to
Girl. It's one of KB's favorites.
I didn't know Megan Fox was like. I thought she was like a heartthrob. I didn't realize that she was like a gross smelling person. This is tough because I feel like all these people are pretty good looking.
It's not the ugliest bracket. It's just you can be good looking and smell still.
Right. I feel like Megan Fox probably smells really, but I also think Mila Kunis smells pretty good. I bet Mila Kunis smells really good actually.
All right, calm down.
Damn, this is a real tough one. I'm gonna say MGK probably smells the worst in this group, so I'll put him through.
Fair enough, Owen.
I think MGK and Megan Fox probably smell good. So I'll go with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Aren't they do a lot more charity stuff? Didn't they step away to do that?
He's like an investor or something, right? Like he invests in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he invests in a lot of business, and they do a lot of charity. They just raised $30 million towards Ukraine.
Save that money and learn how to shower.
Smelly behavior.
He's sweating it up, saving the world.
Yeah,
smelly behavior.
No, nobody's smelly. I don't like in this sport. I don't know.
Tommy.
Yeah, it's tough because they're all good looking. I think that with Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, we know we have a fact that they don't shower, or at least were paid off by Big Water to say that they don't shower. Whereas with Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, one of them is like notoriously known for being like the hottest person in the world, and then the other one is Megan Fox. So I'm gonna say, Kutcher and Kunis smell worse.
That was good. It was a good setup, KB.
I bet you they all 4 of them smell fantastic. Kutcher's like from Iowa though, so I'll go with
It's true.
He has like a degree in biochemistry.
Brent is
Russian,
Russian.
isn't
If we're basing it off Brent, he smells so bad.
Those khakis, man, they trap in all the moisture. Needs to get some air wicking. All right, so you're picking, KB?
Kunis and Kutcher.
Kunis and Kutcher. They got 3. Kelly?
Yeah, I'm going Kunis and Kutcher too because of the shower thing. The growing up in Iowa is a really good point. I know he's like a farm guy for real. Like he likes to be outside. He likes whatever. I also think that Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox fall into that same category of like they're purposefully trying to look grunge, but they're using, $100 hair gel, like $100 for this much like hair gel to look gross. Like it's not grease. It's like literal product. They're spending hundreds of dollars on their outfits. And I also am, astonished by the fact that Stephen Cheah just like doesn't know the 2 most famous people of the world right now. Like they are the biggest. That's all. Nobody shuts the fuck up about these 2. And I thought that was kind of crazy.
Which ones?
Yeah,
Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. Like they're you cannot get away from them for the past like 2 years. You can't get away from them.
You could go deep into Buck's film, and you could.
I'm like truly blown away by that.
Yeah, it's a weekly thing.
A few weeks ago, he asked how people find out about things that aren't sports. Like he didn't understand the concept of the news.
Like he's like, is there an Adam Schefter of the news?
It's wild. It seemed really genuine. Like I since found out he's a musical artist with a couple of good songs. I'm like, what?
He said as a musical artist.
Yeah, which I would also contest. I don't believe that to be a true statement either.
We've got some bops.
They stink as humans, like in their souls, like the core of what makes them tick stinks. But yeah, I mean, it's the people who spearheaded the anti-shower campaign.
Yeah.
No one asked them to. I understand what Owen's saying. That was a popular theory at the time because so many people jumped on their fucking bandwagon. I'm willing to listen on people who were late to the I don't shower party. The first people for sure do not shower.
No, I completely agree with you. I kind of wish that almost we could manufacture an inverse Stephen Cheah where it's like they know of people through like football players through other things. They're like, oh yeah, Tom Brady, the guy from Ted 2. That guy was great. Like, I mean, we need to make that for the next one. Well, they're going to move on. I would have voted for them as well. Next up, we have the number 2 versus the number 15. The number 15 is a celebrity who I believe Coley alluded to earlier. Very notoriously smelly. A lot of coworkers or co-stars of his have complained about his body odor on set before, and it's Brad Pitt. And like, you wait till you see who they're playing, and then you'll agree. But they
Bruce Vilanch's brother.
He's been very notoriously called smelly. And he's one of those guys where I think he's just so hot you never have to care about how you smell. And like when you have women fawning over you for like 40, like actually like what, like 80% of his life, like it's never been an issue for him to worry about. He's going up in, and this is going to be, it's weird the way this is working out, but these 2 in my brain are kind of equal in level of how they're smelling. It's because both of them are British. One of them is Russell Brand.
British?
No. This next, you're playing up against this person. So it's a 2-person play-in game for the number 2 seed, which is exactly how all brackets work.
Right.
But Russell Brand is one of them. British guy number 1, looks extremely smelly. And next up is Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran versus Russell Brand for the 2. Both of them very just hideous British people that look like they reek. But we'll do a really quick play-in vote. Coley, what would you pick, Sheeran or Brand?
Sheeran just looks unfortunate. I don't know that he looks like he stinks.
Agreed.
Like the God finished and was like, I got to give you some sort of talent because this wasn't fair. I had a bad day. I took it out on you. My bad. Brand definitely stinks. I don't think there's two ways about it. That guy stinks.
I would agree with you, Kelly.
I'm definitely going Russell Brand. I had him on my list. I think that he is a really interesting person, but I'm going with him. I think that Ed Sheeran is sweet. I'll stand up for Ed Sheeran. Everybody hates Ed Sheeran, says how ugly he is all the time. I love him. I love his music. I think he's a precious angel. And so not voting for him now is me being loyal.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know, something about him just looks really smelly. KB.
Yeah, I just can't associate bad smells with redheads.
Why?
Thank you.
It's just not. I think it's a pleasant type of person, smell wise.
Thank you so much.
Russell Brand, though, I think I bought his book once and it smelled like it was called. I got it from as a kid, my Bookie Wookie or something.
No, really?
It was a pretty good book, but yeah, him.
Brand book. Now I got my Bookie Wookie. Please tell me that's not true.
I think the thing that Russell Brand and Jared Leto kind of look alike because sometimes in my head they get mixed together.
My Bookie.
Not really. Right. I think Jared Leto is very handsome. They're not. I understand what you mean though, where they have like they're both like skinny and weird. Look like they would run a cult kind of.
Goochman brings up a good point. Yeah, Goochman brings up a good point that they just both kind of dress like assholes a lot, which I think kind of plays into that as well. All right, Tommy.
I'm going to say Ed Sheeran. I think Russell Brand probably looks like he looks kind of pretentious. Looks like he cares about his appearance and stuff. Whereas Ed Sheeran, I feel like he's just an artist. He's just making music, baby. He's just strumming that guitar, writing songs. Doesn't have time to shower. So I would say Ed Sheeran.
It's one for Sheeran. Owen?
Russell Brand.
It's I think part of it for Brand too with me is the hair. Like when he has that stick up in the back hair, like that's just it's
also he's always wearing loose, flowy like tanks, like workout tanks, and like you're just gonna be smelling a lot of him when you're with him.
Yeah. He looked like a large bird that was just born.
That's like a pretty good description. Cheah, what would you have picked?
Russell Brand in a landslide.
All right, so now we get to go right back to you, Cheah. Russell Brand versus Brad Pitt, the 2 versus the 15. What do you got?
Wait, who's the 2?
The 2 is now Russell Brand.
Okay. Does Brad Pitt smell?
Yeah. It's like a notorious Hollywood thing that like he has pretty bad BO.
Kelly, is that like widely known?
Yes.
To be fair, I didn't know that till today when I Googled.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
All right.
I didn't know.
I'll give you a little more break on that, but like, oh my God, it's just it was the number one news thing that anybody talked about it was like in the news cycle for so long. I feel like maybe it's because I see all these like stupid fucking stories nonstop. I feel like Brad Pitt is the guy that smells.
I feel like our Twitter feeds couldn't be more different.
I think Kelly Keegs is the inverse Stephen.
Yeah, very close.
It's true. I know enough sports things, but I know more athletes probably from them starring in movies. That's probably a fact.
What a condescending laugh.
It was.
Dumb bitch.
He's like, that's why we never had a woman on the bracket before. This bullshit. In 20 episodes.
Whatever. At least I know that Brad Pitt smells bad. Jesus.
Yeah, like so I guess they just like interviewed people that were on the set with him?
Yeah,
people just came forward being like, listen, working with Brad Pitt, he smells terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most recently, once upon a time in Hollywood, I know a lot of people had come out after like, yeah, Brad Pitt just kind of stinks.
It's like
nice guy.
Though.
I think they mean like he's nice, but they're saying like he actually smells like he smells.
I know,
bad
but they're
body
playing
odor.
smelly boys.
Movie. That's true.
As someone who's hearing this for the first time, he sounds like the Harvey Weinstein of BO.
That's why would that you could have picked any other barometer you wanted.
The Adolf Hitler.
You could have said he was like the Michael Jordan.
I mean, you got all these people coming forward after the fact and are like, this guy fucking stinks.
That was their exact quote about Harvey.
Joe Paterno.
More so like in the movies and people are coming forward after.
If having body odor was like
is not a fun
Charles Manson of smells.
Yeah.
if having BO was like molesting kids, this guy's a Sandusky if there ever was one. Like any barometer you wanted in the world for it.
I felt like it was pretty fair, but point taken. I mean, this is new information because Russell Brand looks very smelly. Brad Pitt does not look smelly. The reports of him being smelly, I think, like Coley brought up before, contradict the point of the bracket because we're talking about who looks the smelliest. In which case, it's going to be tough to top Russell Brand. So I'm going to vote for Russell Brand.
That's a very astute point, Owen.
Yeah, I'm with him. I was looking to clarify that too. We're doing smelliest looking, right?
Yes, but
So
there's some that kind of like they bridge that.
Yeah, the play-in was tough, but yeah, they breach it. I will.
Bruce Vilanch just broke in his house. He's got a gun. Oh, Goochman. Goochman in the chat. Instead of getting Me Too'd, he got P. That's fucked up, Goochman.
What was the option again?
Brand versus Brad Pitt.
Huh. Well, Brad Pitt's like the Muammar Gaddafi of
Guy's a regular Paul Pot.
I'll go with Pitt.
All right, Tommy.
I gotta go Brand. Like, see, it's smelliest looking. Like, you would never know if Brad Pitt smells by looking at him. You just think, oh, this hot guy probably smells amazing. Russell Brand, the long hair. You know, if we're just doing smelliest celebrity, we could go sniff all the celebrities in Hollywood. But if we're doing smelliest looking celebrity, then I think Russell Brand is smellier looking than Brad Pitt.
KB?
Yeah, agreed. We're not here for sources and claims. It's Brand.
Kelly?
I'm gonna go Brand too. Even though I know how bad Brad Pitt allegedly smells, like everybody says it nonstop. It's he has never looked smelly one time. I don't even think. Like even when he's supposed to look smelly, he doesn't look that smelly.
All right, Brand's gonna move on. Coley, what would you have picked?
Yeah, I mean his last name is Pitt. Like he picked objectively the smelliest part. I guess not objectively, but associated with the smelliest part of a person. And yeah, it's hard to shake.
They named him when it was just their professions too. Like
too.
It was a family of just pitters.
Yeah, like he comes from a stinky person. Like,
I didn't even think about his name, his surname.
Yeah, that's all he's ever known. He's like fucking Bane. He was born in stink. So yeah, he does he's obviously extremely handsome, and I should in no world be chirping Brad Pitt. He does kind of have like a film about him. Like he doesn't have like the purest skin. Like Leo looks like a porcelain doll compared to, like, he does look like he has some sort of layer of dirt on him at all times.
Yeah. Do you think that adds to his ruggedness?
Sure.
Yes.
But it also adds to his odor.
Right.
Yeah, he's like the Joseph Kony of having a film of skin. Like just look really sweaty, for sure. But he's gonna move on.
Looked like he had more to say about his ruggedness.
I think I got hacked for a second.
All right, let's get to the playoffs. All right, before we get into the playoffs, let's talk about Hawthorne. Hawthorne is a premium men's grooming brand that makes it easy to be your best confidently with elevated skincare and hair care essentials that work for you as an individual. They believe it should be simple for you to find high quality products, so they built a quiz based on data from hundreds of thousands of customers to recommend products for your body chemistry, your skin type, your hair type, your lifestyle. And to get started, all you got to do is build your personal profile by taking Hawthorne's quiz. They ask things, like how often you wash your hair, what type of hair you have, what type of skin. The quiz is super, super simple. And after you're done with the quiz, you get customized products that are tailored to your body, your skin, your hair, and your lifestyle. I got a bunch of shampoos, a couple of hand creams, really helped out because I have like kind of messed up cuticles. The hand cream's been awesome for that. And really kind of smooth it out, make it look a little bit less like a disgusting pig. Hawthorne stands by their customers, so if you're not completely satisfied, they'll retail your products free based on your feedback and pay for the shipping, so there's truly no risk. Elevate your personal care today by taking Hawthorne's quiz. Go to hawthorne.co, and use promo code LIGHTS to get 10% off your first purchase. That's HAWTHORNE.co, promo code LIGHTS. Hawthorne.co, promo code LIGHTS. Remember, hawthorne.co, promo code LIGHTS. We have the number 13 Joakim Noah versus the number 5 Lena Dunham. This is actually a pretty tough one. The more I'm thinking about it, Coley, we'll start with you.
I don't even know if I voted for her in the first round, but the more I continuously think about Lena Dunham, like she just stinks. Everything
It's starting
about,
to smell in my room.
yeah, like there's no part of her that doesn't stink, so she would have to stink by proxy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's one for Dunham. I'm assuming you didn't finish your thought there, but
Well, I only spoke about her. I don't know how. I'm also upset that I didn't think of this ahead of time. I think Rodman should have been the NBA guy.
So Rodman, I was thinking of for a while, and like the more I thought about him, like I feel like we're too roasty of the older celebs here. But I think you're right. Probably could have included.
Noah's not a spring chicken.
It's true. That's what I'm saying. Is like he's younger, at least like relatively more relevant. Even though I don't know, that's arguable. But Kelly.
I'm going to go Lena Dunham with this as well. I think that my original argument stands. Athlete, just because he's sweaty on the court doesn't mean that he's like always a mess. It's Lena Dunham.
Mm-hmm. All right, KB.
No, he looks like just the illustration of bad smells. I can't go to Lena Dunham. I can't. She's the worst.
All right, that's another one for Dunham. You can send him forward, Tommy.
I'm not. I'm sealing it. Lena Dunham sending her smelly ass to the Final Four.
All right, Owen and Cheah, what would you have picked?
Chalk, Lena Dunham.
Big time.
I like how you somehow know who Lena Dunham is. That doesn't seem like someone who would have came across your radar.
She's like on some HBO show. She's
in Girls. Yeah.
That's
Was there another one she was in too?
It comes on before Real Sports every Sunday night.
Right before my Brian Gumble time. Yeah.
Well, Girls wasn't a bad show.
No, not at all.
No.
She wrote that.
I like Girls. Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, I like Girls too.
That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for it.
Yeah. She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad. I wonder.
Was she?
Two of them had a smell.
Maybe that's why Brad. She was too close to him. People thought
She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, when they go to like that backlot movie thing that Margaret Qualley's character brings Brad Pitt to, she's like the
Charles Manson place.
Yeah, she's like the like mother hen of the place.
Yeah.
Huh. Who did she say? She like shit on OBJ, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, she said OBJ didn't try and fuck me, so he hates women.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my fucking god.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Metaphorically stinky moment for her. Next up, we have the 16 versus the 18 versus the 8. Bruce Vilanch versus Steven Tyler. This is a tough one. Stephen Cheah, you can start it off with your big boy.
Yeah, I mean, again, personally, I have smelt Steven Tyler, and he smells fine.
This goes against what you just said.
That's true. That's true. I am twisting things there. I mean, if we're going by the letter of the law, I mean, it's Vilanch by a mile here.
He's the heavyweight contender for sure. Owen.
Vilanch.
Oh, man, I feel like Vilanch might run away with this whole damn thing. Tommy.
It's got the ratings on the wall.
It's got to be Vilanch. He's repulsive.
Vilanch is going to move on the 16 seed. All right, so it's going to be the number 16 Vilanch versus the number 5 Lena Dunham Coley.
Is this the final?
No, this is moving into the final. Conference finals.
Heavy hitters.
Big time.
Literally.
I mean, Stephen Cheah he smelled Steven Tyler, confirmed. He was in the same establishment as Vilanch.
It was outdoors. It was outdoors.
Okay. That definitely plays, but were people like taking like large steps away from him?
He was by himself. There was nobody within 10 feet of him.
Okay, so that's troublesome.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's troublesome. Did he look worse in person versus his pictures?
He looked exactly the same.
Okay. All right. So the photogenic fella. It's Dunham. Like she both looks like she stinks as the bag of milk that she is, and like her core is just rotten. So I know that seeps out as well.
Yeah, manifests. Kelly.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep sticking with Lena Dunham. I have a vision of her with like I don't know, just a lot of dirt under her fingernails, and I just feel like that's true, and I just, it's Lena Dunham for me.
All right, KB.
Dunham.
He does not want anyone else going to the finals. Tom,
it's not just she's not like the ugliest person in the world. It's something about her, like the aura. She has
smelly aura.
I just know she smells gross.
She's got it.
He probably doesn't like big deodorant. Like probably is like against the corporation of deodorant. I mean, she's a generational stinker.
So you're voting Dunham too?
I'm going Lena. Yeah.
All right, Dunham's moving through. I'm assuming
the Vilanch Cinderella story ends.
Yeah.
You guys
he couldn't even win this. He probably, if he's watching this film, he's like, finally, I'm gonna win something.
All right, on the other side of the bracket, we have the number 14 Ben Affleck versus the number 6 Johnny Depp. Cheah, strong feelings on either one?
No, so I mean, I guess the big argument against Ben Affleck is the coffee, right?
And smoking.
I actually enjoy the smell of secondhand smoke, so that's not a minus for me. The thing about coffee drinkers is like he's probably I don't drink coffee. I don't like the smell of coffee, but coffee drinkers are typically up early, and you don't really have to smell them because they're going to get coffee, right?
Not the kind that Ben Affleck is, though. Ben Affleck's like, I'm drinking coffee to stay up all night kind of guy.
Oh, okay. That's fair. People drink coffee at night?
Yeah, like people stay up days on it.
Have you ever met an Italian?
Coffee.
One single Italian.
I feel
Why
like
would you not
most
have to
people
smell someone if they were up early?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
But that was like the argument. Like he stinks in the morning, but if he's up early, he's probably up before you, and then you're not smelling him because he's out.
Well, he probably wakes up. He probably wakes up at like if he wakes up early, he would wake up at like 7 a.m., have coffee and a cigarette immediately. So in the morning, you smell coffee and cigarettes. At 7 a.m. is early for that.
Yeah, he's just like in shape and he like is handsome. So I feel like that almost.
Try to light a cigarette. If you try to light like a Newport before 7, if you're Ben Affleck, like there should magically be anthrax on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going against the Jack Sparrow guy.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Yeah, I mean that guy looks super dirty. So he looks like Joakim Noah in pirate form. So I would say Mr. Depp, Johnny Depp.
One for Johnny Depp. Next up, Owen.
Johnny Depp as well. I agree with everything Cheah said.
Tommy?
Depp as well. I agree with everything except the part about you can't smell people after the morning.
Yeah, I didn't I'm not bringing that up yet.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
It's been a long show, but we will touch on that at one point.
KB?
Depp.
Depp's going to move on, but Kelly, what would you have picked?
I was gonna pick Depp too. He just, despite the cologne, the look.
He definitely has like seepage issues.
Oh, yeah. Coley?
Yeah, it's Depp.
Big time Depp. All right, now we have Brad Pitt versus the Kutcher Kunis combo, which is going to be very tough, I think. Coley, you start.
One?
Wait, what?
Wait, no, sorry, Brad. Sorry, Brad. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I wrote down Pitt. Brand won. So Brand versus the Kutcher Kunis combo.
If we're doing looks, we should just punch it, right? Because Kutcher and Kunis don't look smelly.
That's true. They don't really look
That's
that
true.
smelly. They're just notably
They're
are
both,
smelly.
like beautiful people.
But I will say, and this plays back into this factor of smelly looking celebrities. Like I never thought to look at them and think that they're smelly, but now every time I see them, I'm like, oh, they look smelly. Like I know they're smelly.
You have
That's
to remember,
fair.
Mila Kunis is Meg from Family Guy too.
It's a good.
That is a
Bonus
big
smelly
factor in
looking
this.
person.
Yeah.
She's also Jackie from that 70s show, very hot.
To be fair,
Kutcher on that 70s show was a loser and looked like he smelled.
Yeah.
Fair.
So is there anyone else you know that Mila Kunis played, Steve?
Somebody in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
And which is ironic considering the person Sarah Marshall was played by Kristen Bell, who also smells, which is kind of funny.
And Russell Brand is also
Russell Brand.
And
right
Russell
there.
Brand. That's the smelliest movie set of all time. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why Siegel quit being in the movies. He was like, I can't stand being around these people.
Everything smells so bad.
You see his penis in that movie too.
It's true. Thank you.
Seagulls, yeah, he did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What minute? What minute? Prove it.
All right, let's do Brand versus Kutcher. The Kutcher Kunis combo. Coley.
So another thing about Ashton Kutcher, he, in my mind, was like the face of Von Dutch hats.
Yep.
Like I feel like he was the the first one rocking those like extra hard, and those people all fucking stink. Russell Brand is British, and that's hard to get past. So I'm gonna go Brand.
Mm-hmm. Great pick, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm going Brand as well. If we're really getting serious and we're doing looks only, I don't know what Ashton and Mila Kunis are doing to not look like they're not showering ever, but you would never be able to tell by looking at them, I don't think. So I'm gonna go Russell Brand for sure.
Mm-hmm. KB.
Yeah, Brand.
Without a doubt. Tommy. Yeah, I think we're moving on. Brand. Owen and Cheah.
Mila Kunis definitely smells great. No doubt.
I think that's a glowing endorsement for our number 2 seed, Russell Brand. But now Russell Brand versus Johnny Depp. Cheah, rather, you start.
Ooh, I feel like they look pretty similar. No.
Yeah, Brand Depp looks like Brand in his final form.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like Keith Richards is like one form in front of them. Like there is definitely a flow chart we could make out of
The
this.
3 Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
I mean, in fairness, Captain Jack Sparrow was a role. He's been in several other movies in which he looked fine, I think. I'm struggling to think of Johnny Depp movies again.
Scissorhands.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. That's probably not a good.
Pretty good.
But Barbershop.
Yeah.
He did 2 Barber movies?
Yeah. I don't know if Sweeney Todd was that a Barber movie? I know
That is the Demon Barber of Fleet Street was his tagline, yeah.
Well, then,
Yeah. He's a Tim Burton guy.
Yeah.
He's the Tim Burton guy, which is a
Also
red flag.
stinky.
Yeah. That's weird.
Helena Bonham Carter could have actually probably made this list as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she came to mind.
Bellatrix.
The wife in The Shining. What's her name?
Lee Foster?
No, in The Shining, it's something with an L. Oh my god, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
There's an L in Shelley Duvall. I wasn't that far.
Several.
Double L's.
Wait, so Cheah, what are you picking? You got Depp or Brand?
Oof. I'm gonna have to go Brand just because he looks like that all the time, whereas Johnny Depp just looks like Captain Jack Sparrow when he's doing those movies. There've been 3 or 4 of them.
I will say those are all roles in which he just plays and is dressed up like other people. But in real life, like he looks kind of like the modern version of Johnny Depp. Like he dresses like an asshole and looks stinky. So that's also.
Speaking of basketball forms, I bet these 2 guys have some of the worst basketball forms around.
Yeah. I can't even imagine either one of them taking a jump shot, to be honest.
Brand for sure does not know where his hands are supposed to go. Depp might have a jumper on him. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Depp's never held a basketball.
I feel like Russell Brand's kind of like a spindly guy. Like I feel like he's like kind of quick and did a lot of drugs, and I feel like he would get down with some sports.
It would be funny if he almost did like the Johnny Depp's from Kentucky.
Yeah, Johnny Depp from Kentucky, Steven.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But it would be very funny if Russell Brand was almost like the British version of Adam Sandler, where he's just like running up and down the court in full scarf. Like he's wearing like 20 scarves, sprinting down the court, dishing
I
them
could
out.
see him being like pretty good at soccer, but I don't think he knows what he's doing with his hands at any point in time.
That's fair. All right.
Like yoga is his speed.
Yeah, that's true. Fair.
I'll go with Depp.
It's another one or actually, no, we're one.
Oh, no. Brand. Yeah.
Fair enough. Tommy.
Tough. I'll go Brand with the tiebreaker because he's British. And I just feel like British people probably gonna smell worse.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at as well. KB.
Depp has an associated act with human feces. The fact that it was in his living quarters, in his sleeping quarters, even if it wasn't him, not a good sign.
Yeah. So you're gonna go Depp?
Yeah.
All right.
All fair, that probably doesn't stay on him forever. That scent.
Yeah.
What?
Said to be fair, that scent probably doesn't stay on him forever.
No, but the fact that he was involved with excrement in that way means that I don't know. I don't trust that.
So wait, sorry. What is the story? There's something with poop in a bed.
Amber Heard, I believe, pooped in his bed.
In his
Yeah,
bed.
she did.
Yeah,
That's
She, like,
a significant
terrorized
other
us.
of his.
They were in
Yes.
like an abusive relationship, and they were definitely bad to each other, but she took it to a whole other level.
Yeah, pooped in his bed.
I have to look up what Amber Heard looks like.
You're gonna plus Steve. You're gonna be. I can't wait to watch this. But Kelly, in the meantime, Brand or Johnny Depp?
I'm gonna go Depp for the opposite reason that Tommy said. I think that Russell Brand being British helps him. I feel like the Brits, despite the old the monarchs never shower and whatever, I feel like they're very clean. It's the French that you got to look out for, but I think the Brits are a little cleaner, and they definitely think Americans are gross and not clean. So I'm gonna go with Johnny Depp.
That's a good point. In that, like we were talking before about how we all thought Bruce Vilanch was gonna be like smelly just because he's big, but like. I just assume all British people smell because they all look putrid, just disgusting humans. Yeah, not even just that. It's
of nationalities.
The big red faces, just boiling red anytime they get like a little bit worked up. Just
yeah. They also don't get a lot of sun, so they're cave creatures. The Brits.
But, counterpoint: Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah, there's an exception to every rule.
You either look like a supermodel or just like a creature.
Yeah,
insane in the UK.
We're shitting on England a lot. Deserved. I think we all agree.
Yes.
Kentucky is kind of our England, if we're being fair here. I'm going Depp.
All right, Depp. So it's going to come down to me for a tiebreaker. I do think that Brand looks absolutely disgusting, but man, I'm going to go Depp. 6 seed Depp is going to move on up face against Lena Dunham. Absolute insane matchup that we have here. But Depp versus Dunham, what do you have here, Coley?
This whole time, in the back of my mind, I was like, all right, Bruce Vilanch is going to win. At least we're going to say on the meanest podcast we've ever done that a guy is the most vile smelling person. And that's just not how the bracket. That's March, baby. That's March. Lena Dunham in a bloodbath.
Wow, this is disgusting. This matchup,
Kelly.
I mean, it's Lena Dunham. It's Lena Dunham. That's just, there's no way that it's not her.
She just ran into a buzzsaw. KB.
Yeah, the Cumberlands.
Tommy.
Yeah, it's one of those games you try to hype yourself up for the underdog. You think, he's gonna keep it close, right? He's gonna keep it close. Come on, but by the midway through the first quarter, it's like, oh no, these are two different levels that we're playing on right now. Depp never had a shot. Lena stunk him out of the building. Lena Dunham, fucking bloodbath.
Owen.
Yeah. I would bet everything I have responsibly that Lena Dunham had like Dorito dust under her fingernails when she assaulted her sister. Lena Dunham, I feel like, has to be the stinkiest looking.
Jay.
We were talking about Vilanch and his nooks and like Lena Dunn has no less than 40 crumbs on her person at a given time.
Crumb, yeah, she's a crumb.
Yes, big crummy person. Jay, what would you pick?
She's got like cargo pockets on her flesh.
No. Hell no.
Oh, God damn it. Cheah, what would you pick? Just give it to the record.
Like the aliens from Bender's Big Move. That come from Futurama. Like.
Yes, I wish we were the brain or the scammers. I think was their name too, which is funny because I feel like she's probably one of those type of people too. But yeah, Cheah, what'd you pick between Dunham and Depp?
Yeah, Lena Dunham looks like she smells like a greasy like hamburger wrapper. Like I'm not. Don't want to be around that.
Nicest thing that's been said about her in hours.
She looks like she smells like bologna, and like I don't know how else to put it, but like that's just she's a bologna lady. So Lena Dunham's gonna move on and win.
Our cinnamon potato salad with like the little bit of honey mustard.
Yeah, like so I think when he could describe her KFC as a bag of milk, someone else said it looks more like a bag filled with like cottage cheese or something. And I was like, I don't know. Either way, this is all mean. And it's one of those things where like I don't feel bad about making fun of Lena Dunham because of all the god awful shit she has done throughout of her life, like beyond the sister bullshit, returning dogs that she's adopted, like this shit with OBJ. Like, how do you and you publicly return a fucking dog? Fuck you, lady. Baloney, yes, motherfucker. But okay, so Lena Dunham's gonna win our smelliest looking celebrity bracket. That one was fun. Another great Stephen Cheah play-in. Another great disgusting analogy from Owen to end out our pod. 2 back-to-back amazing ones from Owen. Thank you so much, Kelly, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Coley, KB, Tommy, Owen, Cheah, and myself. We will see you next time, and hopefully we'll be back with a regular episode of LCD on Sunday.